So, welcome to Tales to Morrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have not an RPG horror story, but instead a real life drama and thrill. And I don't think I'm even gonna censor this one because I just need to let out the emotions that I've been feeling for so long throughout this entire week that I've gone, over a week that I've gone. And this will also explain where the videos have gone and why I haven't uploaded in a hot minute and stuff. And boy, let me tell you, it is a story to be upset about. Maybe not for you, but at least it's a way for me to just talk about this and just unleash the frustration. I'm gonna use this time to just vent my frustrations and just unleash and scream into the void. You guys are gonna be my void for today, so just pretend for today that you're a big, everlasting void of total darkness and despair, and just let me scream it to you, okay? Cool. This starts on the 6th, on Friday. My computer started acting up a little bit, just a tiny bit before Friday, and for whatever reason I thought, hey, let's go ahead and update some things that are out of date. I didn't have a reason to do it, it worked just fine, and at the end of the day, the mantra of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I should have listened to that. And then I realized that my motherboard's firmware was not really up to date. Motherboard is the thing that's like, it has all the components for your CPU and the graphics card and the RAM. It's the big core for your computer basically. So for whatever reason, on a Friday afternoon after I finished editing videos, including a Tales Tomorrow video, I decided before uploading anything that I'll do a quick firmware update, cause why not? You're updating something that's way out of date and should be a good thing. But after the update, I went to boot the computer and it would load up all the logos, the little spinny wheel that would load, and then it would just freeze. It simply would not want to boot into Windows. I was able to call some support for like the computer stuff and the people I got it from, and long story short, they guided me through some of the solutions I could do. Re-update the firmware or reinstall Windows, and I still couldn't even reinstall Windows. Whenever I tried to reinstall Windows, it just would freeze and I couldn't do anything. And I genuinely thought that I basically killed my motherboard, and it's an expensive board. I need this computer for work and stuff and to be able to create things. I'm not talking about this channel, by the way. I'm not talking about like Tales Tomorrow. This is not my work. This is a project that I'm starting and working on just to see what happens. I have other work, and then there's Tales Tomorrow. A family member of mine recommends me a service, a local service that they found on Google, where the guy comes to you to repair your stuff. Perfect, because the thing that I have is really heavy, and if it's like a simple issue, if somebody can just come in, do a quick fix, that'd be perfect, instead of lugging the whole thing somewhere else and just not be able to use it for like a week or something. So I decided I'll take the service because I was desperate to get this thing running. I needed to get going. I have plans on my birthday, which was on the 9th, the Monday, and I need this thing running so that I can get back to work. I called the guy on Saturday and he comes over that same day and he seems nice. Keyword is seems nice. It's foreshadowing before I talk about the police involvement. So I show him the computer. He starts diagnosing or whatever he is doing. He's like removing the CMOS battery, which is a little battery on your motherboard that keeps like general data and stuff, and clearing it sometimes can help with some situations or whatever. I'm not sure what he's doing 100%. I'm trying to keep an eye on him and everything, but the guy doesn't seem like he's a bad guy necessarily. He's talkative, very talkative, and starts talking to me about some really, well, bizarre topics. One of the things he mentioned is that he has this work experience where he worked with this company to program the BIOS chips and stuff, and then starts talking to me about Russia and the war between Russia and Ukraine, because I mentioned that I'm from Russia. And he starts talking my ear off about how Putin is the modern day Hitler and he's fighting the modern day banks, and it's like the world's history is repeating itself or something like that. I'm not really sure where he's going with this, honestly. I gotta be honest. I'm just going but in my head I'm thinking, what is this guy talking about? So this guy is going on and off and is doing something with the computer periodically here and there, and keeps complimenting my machine. Now, I don't think it's a bad or wrong thing to give compliments, but he gives a lot of compliments, suspicious amount of compliments, and at the time it didn't become a red flag for me whatsoever. But he compliments about like, oh man, you have a real powerful machine, nice. Well, that graphics card 3080, how much is that? Nice, man, it's a really nice system, man, dude, you really got a nice system over here and stuff. He goes again and again, and I don't know why, because we having a regular conversation. I'm trying to be polite and keep the conversation going, but at the end of the day I still want him to just finish the work. So he finishes whatever he is doing, and then he tries to turn it on and just wouldn't boot. Just it wouldn't start up at all. And then he says he needs to take it back to his shop to basically work from there because something is clearly wrong and something is a little bit more wrong than currently is. Maybe it's because I was super desperate to get it working, or maybe because I was worried, sick over not being able to work for like a week or so. I was genuinely concerned about not being able to work for the week and be able to make anything and stuff, be able to create part of my job. So I decided, okay, screw it. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. When's it going to be done? He says it's going to be done by Sunday night, Monday morning, gives me invoice and stuff. And he also had a weird thing where he needed to have the cash be paid up front instead of through credit cards or even a check. Doesn't even accept checks and talks about how he got screwed over and some. I really should have seen the red flags. I should have seen the signs. I should have really reconsidered the situation, but I was desperate to get this thing working. I was so desperate to get this thing working. I needed to get working. So as a fool that I am, I said, sure, fine. And let me know by like Monday morning, Monday afternoon, when can pick it up and if you're going to be dropping off and whatever. Sunday goes by, don't hear nothing from him. It's fine. Monday comes around and I don't hear nothing from him in the morning. Don't hear nothing from him in the afternoon. So I decide, you know, I'm gonna go ahead, give a call, see, you know, maybe he needs a few more days or something. And he told me before that he is hard of hearing, so I'll call him a couple of times, but then take a break in case he's at work or something, or he's working with a client. So called a few times, he didn't answer, I wait. Called a few times again, didn't answer, I wait. Called a few times again, didn't answer, I wait. Called a few times again, didn't answer. You know the story. Around 6 p.m. I start getting genuinely concerned that I'm getting no response. I sent him a few text messages, I left a few voicemails, and I left a few cluster of calls here and there. So at that point I just start calling him again and again, and I'm hoping that he can at least answer or whatever is going on, because I need to know what's going on with my computer and when I can pick it up, or if it's going to be dropped off and if it's fixed in the first place. And the hours go by and I'm getting more and more worried. And at that point, I'm not even worried at this point. I'm just getting really mad because I'm thinking to myself, the guy is straight up ghosting me and doesn't want to give out the computer, or he's doing something with it or whatever. It's not that difficult to just leave somebody a text message or a call, say like, you know, be late or whatever, and whatever's going on. I don't know what's happening, but it should be that difficult, especially after I already paid up front. You would think that the guy would be decent enough to let me know what is going on. Again, I'm an idiot for paying up front. I'm a complete idiot. I understand, but I was so desperate to get it working and stuff. So Monday continues. It's really late in the evening and I keep calling and he's not responding. He's not answering any of the calls. He's not listening to any of the voicemails. He's not responding to the text messages. Nothing. And there's no other way for me to contact him. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can call the police and see what they can offer me as a solution. Maybe he's ghosting me. Maybe he blocked my phone number. But you know what number he's probably doesn't have blocked? The police's phone number, so they can give him a call. I'm gonna call with this female police officer, and she, for whatever reason, after listening to my story and after I tell her everything about being done by Sunday night, Monday morning, she starts gaslighting me that apparently I'm calling because I sold my computer and I just want it back for whatever reason. I ask her why she thinks that. It's because I mentioned the invoice. The invoice, on the invoice that he gave me, the invoice says it's for computer repair. The invoice doesn't say that I'm selling him my computer. But this lady, for whatever strange reason, is just gaslighting me and trying to make me feel like I did something wrong here, when all I want to do is find out where my computer is. And the thing is, no matter how many times I tell her, no matter how many different ways I try to explain to her the situation, she doesn't let up and she thinks I'm the bad guy here and that I did something wrong and that I can't do nothing about it because I sold him the computer, when I'm telling her I didn't sell the computer. And I have no idea why she's gaslighting me so hard over this. I don't know what I've done to her. Maybe she was on a bad day. I have no idea what's going on, but she just so unrelenting and gets to the point where she starts being demeaning and insulting. And then apparently I'm harassing the guy because I'm trying to call him so many times, but I'm trying to explain to her he's ghosting me. He's not responding to anything. He said he'd be done by Monday morning and he's not responded at all throughout the entire Monday. So eventually, after a while, she I guess decides she's tired of me or whatever, and she gets somebody else to finally answer to me or call to me. So I talk to a guy cop and he listens to my story. He gives me a whole other response. He's like, all right, let me go ahead and give him a call. That's all I wanted, for somebody to give me some sort of options on what I can do. Eventually gives him a few calls. The guy didn't respond whatsoever. Wait till tomorrow. If he still doesn't respond, call back this number, here's your event ticket number so they can get this sorted and stuff. And I'm saying, thank you. Finally, somebody decides to actually listen to what I'm trying to say. Tuesday morning comes around, and for whatever reason, finally, I get a response from the guy, and he sends away a text message. He doesn't even call. And he basically says, I've been dealing with food poisoning and stuff, and I've been basically gone all Monday because of that, because I was in a hospital. And tell him, sure, whatever. Like, I hope you feel better. When is the computer going to be finished up? I just want to know if it's going to be delayed. Where can I pick it up? This guy sends me another text message saying, yeah, sorry, I was working all day Monday, going from job to job, and I was coughing my lungs out and stuff. And basically, I was working all day Monday, couldn't answer the phone. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You just told me you were in a hospital all day Monday, and are you saying you're working all day Monday? Why give me two stories? Why are you giving me stories in general? I just want to know when it's going to be done and when I can pick it up. So I sent him a text message saying, listen, I don't care. I don't care what the story is. I just need to know when I can pick it up and when is it going to be done. I just need to know when. He doesn't respond. Give him a few calls. Doesn't respond. At that point, he's again on Tuesday ghosting me the whole time. Doesn't respond to me all day on Tuesday as well. Doesn't send text messages. I send him a few voicemails and stuff. And I'm getting so livid at this point. So I decide I'm going to call the police again. Call him again, and guess what happened? There's another female officer, and just like the other one, for whatever reason, she starts gaslighting me and doing the same thing that the other one did. She says that apparently I sold the computer off because I have the invoice. The invoice says it's for repair. And then she says, well, I can't see it right now. And I told her, what do you mean you can't see it right now? Come over here, send somebody over. I could show you the evidence. I'm telling you exactly what's going on. If you want to have somebody on scene at my place to see the evidence, I can give it to you. Want me to send you a picture? And of course, I'm trying to be polite, but I'm like, I'm super irritated because I'm being gaslit again. And apparently, I am in the wrong with this situation when all I want to do is get my computer back. I want to get my property back. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it's at. And the guy said he's going to be done by Monday morning, and he's ghosting me for 2 days in a row. And then gives me two different stories. I tell her that he's giving me two different stories. I can even give you a screen cap of the conversation. You can have somebody here and you can investigate a conversation, and she starts saying some other nonsense that apparently I'm harassing a poor man, when I'm like, he gives me two stories. He's giving me two stories of where he was and where he's been, instead of telling me where I can pick up my computer. I'm not trying to harass the guy. All I want to know is where it's at, when is it going to be fixed up, when I can pick it up. I just want to know something. And then when I mentioned to her that I talked yesterday about when he said he was going to be done, and I gave the report to the other two police officers on Monday about Sunday night, Monday morning, she starts saying, I didn't see you mention Sunday morning and Monday night. You're changing on this story on us. And I tell her, no, it's Sunday night, Monday morning. I've explained to the two other police officers on the phone the exact same situation. I've mentioned Sunday night and Monday morning 200 times to both of them, to all three of them at this point. I'm trying to get some help, and instead I'm just being harassed and gaslit for no reason. And I just have no idea what's going on, where this is coming from. What have I done as a person to receive such treatment? And at some point, guess what? Like the other lady, she got tired of my shit as well. And she decided to send me off to another policeman. So he calls me up. I explain to him the whole situation. The police officer says that basically, since his place of business is also his residential place, that I guess I could go knock on a door and tell him I don't feel safe. I don't know what the guy has done. So far, he's ghosted me twice, and I don't know what the hell he's gonna do if I show up at his place of work. His place is basically like a residential neighborhood, and just like, you know, his place of business is just his home basically. And I don't want to show up at his home, private property, because I could get shot, and I don't want to get shot if I'm stepping my foot on someone else's property. I don't know what the guy is doing. I don't know what he is into, but he's ghosting me for a reason at this point. So I think he kind of wants to hang on to the computer right now. So the police officer gives me a number to call, the event ticket, and says that, okay, call this. If you're going to come over to pick up the property, make sure that, you know, wait for somebody to pull up so that they could at least be there to at least protect you from not getting shot on someone else's private property. And I say, thank you. I drive to his business address that's listed on his website, and guess what? It is a dirt lot. It is a dirt lot with no homes whatsoever. Maybe there were homes before. Google Maps shows there were homes there, like a little townhomes in 2016. But then apparently in 2022, all those homes were torn down. There's a fence blocking the entire road. There's no road, there's no pavement, there are no homes, there's nothing. It's just a dirt lot. There's dirt and grass, and that's it. The home for his business doesn't exist. And with this information, I don't know where he is. He's just somewhere in town. Maybe he ran off from town. I have no idea where he is. So I start calling the guy again, same number that he gave me, and explain to him the situation. And he gives me some other options and stuff and says he's gonna give the guy a call and see if he can get some sort of response or anything. So my Tuesday night ends with basically still not sure what's going on, still not sure what to do, and still have no idea where my computer is. Wednesday morning, or like morning afternoon, the guy finally calls me and starts blasting into me about how I'm some impatient ass millennial and I have no compassion for how he feels because he was in a hospital and stuff and this and that I'm apparently a big old jerk and stuff. I'm telling him that, listen, you gave me 2 stories, buddy. I really want to lay into this scumfuck. But at this point, all I'm saying to him is, where's my computer? When can I pick it up? And directions to your place. That's all I need. I don't need any of this. I don't need any of this lambasting. I don't need him being offended at me for whatever. I don't need him being angry at me. I don't need his feelings. I don't need his bullshit. I just need to get my computer back. He starts giving me some of the bullshit that apparently I'm insensitive. I'm telling him he gave me 2 separate stories. And then he, guess what? Gives me a 3rd story that apparently he got in a wreck on Monday and had to stay home. So now there's 3 stories of whatever happened to him. He was either in hospital all day, working all day, and couldn't even answer the phone, or he was in a wreck and then had to recover at his home on Monday. Doesn't explain anything about Tuesday either whatsoever. So I don't know what was going on with him on Tuesday, but we got 3 separate stories on a Monday of why he ghosted me. So at that point, I'm just not having it. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want him saying this and that. I don't care that he's offended. He has no right to be offended. But at this point, I don't want to get into it with him. I just want my computer back. I want it back so I can take it and fix it up myself, or take it to the people that I can trust. Eventually, me going back and forth with him a little bit. I'm not trying to start anything, but I'm just saying, police are involved at this point. All I need to know is when I can get my property back. That's all I need. Just give me the directions of where I can get it back. And eventually, at some point, maybe he gives up, or maybe he realizes that cops are involved or something, or maybe it really hits him that I'm not gonna budge. He just finally succumbs, drops all his offended behavior entirely, starts being extra polite, extra gentle, and then gives me the address and how to get there. I call the non-emergency number, give him my event ticket, tell him exactly what's going on, tell him I need a police officer on standby or something to just make sure I'm not getting shot on his private property. And then I drive over to his place, wait there for a police officer, walk over, he's in his backyard, and my computer is just lying on the ground, covered in dirt and leaves. And he is there doing the whole like weird injured puppy act. He's like looking at me. I don't even say a single word to him. He says something, I don't remember what he says, but he says the most meek, quiet voice imaginable, like somebody that, like a little kid's been caught or something. He's just kind of moving away, kind of like hunching over like a hurt little puppy. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to say anything to him. I just pick up my computer and take it to my car and then just put it away. Talk to the police officers, and then I just leave. He lives in an area of my town where it's like near the bridge area, and it's like a really crappy area, but it's also fairly cheap, and it's known as the place where actually a lot of like sexual predators live. It's like a whole like little neighborhood of sexual predators that just live near the bridge and stuff. It's wild, actually. It's insane. And it kind of made me think, I wonder if maybe he has some sort of like a weird history or some shit. Maybe he actually is like a fucking deviant or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't know nothing about this guy, but it makes me wonder, like, maybe I really shouldn't have trusted him in the first place. Maybe I should have looked up his name when it was like on a sexual offenders registry. Maybe. I probably should have done that, but I couldn't have known that. Computer's back. I'm able to take it to another business that I've had my computer repairs with before. These guys I went to some long time ago, and they saved my hide, and I'm going to them again for their professional opinion, professional look on what's going on, and to see if this guy broke anything or messed anything up. He apparently claimed and said that he soldered something on the motherboard because something was missing, like a capacitor or whatever. Take it to the computer guys, guess what? Nothing was soldered. Nothing at all. He just lies out of his ass continuously. So I take it to these computer guys. Somebody recognizes that I've been there before and I've had my stuff repaired there before. So like, okay, cool, we know ya. They said it's about 2 days turnaround to like get to my PC. They gotta get to the other ones first. So I'm thinking, okay, then I gotta start working until Monday. And this is a Wednesday, so I'm like, sure, fine. It's gonna be gone for like over the weekend to be fixed up and repaired. I'm okay with that. It's in proper hands and I know where it is. Thursday comes around and they send me a text message and call me and say that, hey, we'll figure out what it is. It's your CPU. It's apparently been dead on arrival. My CPU, the chip inside the motherboard, the main brain of the computer, my CPU apparently has been dead on arrival and it's just been dying a slow death over these couple of years. And it's been slowly dying and it finally died. I didn't break the motherboard, so I was really happy. As well, it's expensive. I mean, CPU is also expensive, but at least I didn't break anything, and I was so happy. So I tell the guys, sure, yeah, fine. Well, how much it is to order? Sure, go for it. Let's just go ahead and order it, get it fixed up. I'm just not even gonna worry about anything else. I'm just gonna have them fix it at this point and just gonna relax because I've been through so much stress with everything. The next day, Friday, apparently it arrives and they're able to fix it. So I do my errands and still waiting and thinking I'm not gonna be able to pick it up until Saturday. But guess what? They hit me up and say, hey, it's good. It's working. We replaced it. We tested it. It's fixed. Go ahead and come pick it up. So I go, jump in my car. I am ready. I go to get the car ready to like, you know, pop it open because it's a big heavy computer and stuff. Need to get in the car. The car doesn't start. The car decided not to start at all. So it's just dead in a parking lot somewhere. A little bit of context, I had some issues with the car before that I thought I resolved. There was a whole thing with my mom going to the hospital and the car dying and stuff, but then it's okay now, so I thought I had it resolved. I guess not. I guess there's something still wrong with the damn car. So there I am, standing there, basically when the shop is about to close, and I'm thinking like, hell, this is the worst. I need to try to get this PC back, but also gotta get this car fixed up and everything. This cannot get worse. Oh, dear viewer, it can certainly get worse. Screw it, fine, we'll get an Uber, we'll just drive it back, and just Uber my way back and get at least the computer back home. And I'll deal with the car tomorrow morning. All the tow companies are basically closing down or unavailable for whatever reason. It's stupid, it's dumb. Let's get the computer back. I'll plug everything in, go to turn it on, it doesn't turn on. I check everything, all the cables, make sure the power is on, it boots, but it doesn't boot. Like it's on, but it's not functional. It's basically in the same state that I found it in or took it back in, and I just don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. So I'm there sitting panicking, thinking like, oh my god, nothing's been fixed. I paid all this money's been wasted and nothing has been done whatsoever. It still doesn't work. Why does it not work? Why is this drama still going on? I stayed up until like 4 in the morning, twiddling with different things and asking some friends for advice and stuff. I'm there just trying to twiddle with things, make sure that everything's properly plugged in, everything's connected, maybe something is wrong and stuff, trying to reset the CMOS because a friend of mine in Norway mentioned that maybe that could be it or something, or just anything. I'm just trying everything possible, and for whatever reason, somehow at 4 in the morning, being exhausted completely out of my gourd, I finally get it to start and get it working, and it works. Finally, something goes right at 4 in the morning on a Friday. Oh, Saturday technically, but you know what I mean. Saturday comes around, I go ahead and call a tow company, and then I Uber my way back to my car because I don't want to leave it in the parking lot. I'd rather have it in my driveway and deal with it afterwards. Meet up with a tow truck driver. He takes my key fob, goes over to the car, pop it open, checks it to see if it starts. Guess what? It starts. And I'm there just laughing because of the painful irony of this moment, of this momentous occasion, how painful and cruel. It's just so funny to me how cruel the situation is that it's now starts for whatever reason. And then I drive it back home, and I'm just so tired on Saturday, I just conk out and just don't really do anything. Sunday morning at 7 a.m., I get woken up with worse news. My mother has to be rushed to the hospital because she's in critical condition or critical pain or something is going on. She's shaking, trembling, her lower back hurts, and I'm thinking, oh my god, it's the kidneys again. And I want to just like, the way I could describe how I feel is just, there's not words, there's a sound that I could describe. Here's a sound. I try to hold myself together as much as I can, because at this point, if I break down and if I just lose any sort of grasp on reality, then my mother's going to be in a hospital all by herself, and she's not going to have anybody there taking care of her, because I'm the only family member she has here that has any sort of sensibility to help her. She has to be rushed to the ER, and they're just so busy, and just it's insane. It's like a whole hurricane of everything going on there. And I'm trying to keep myself in check mentally, trying to make sure I'm staying in check and make sure that I'm present and conscious for the whole situation. I'm not checking out for whatever reason, because honestly, I just want to check out. I just want to check out mentally, physically, and emotionally in every way imaginable, and just not be there. I just want to cast banish on myself and just disappear. And I don't know what's going on, but she has to stay at a hospital basically. And at that point, I'm not even relaxed anymore. Every single day, since it's just full of worry and concern and thinking about this, that, or other, and just a huge pack of stress that was so unnecessary. Mind you, Monday, when I was ghosted, was my birthday. For the entire week of my birthday, I have to deal with how my PC basically stolen, potentially, being gaslit about my PC's whereabouts or lack thereof, having to get police involved, having to deal with chasing my PC down, having to chase the guy down his place of business and stuff, eventually getting told 2 to 3 stories of where the hell has been when I don't really care for that sort of thing, retrieving my PC, getting it fixed up at some point, and still broken but somehow fixed up anyway, and then have my car break down but somehow work again, and now my mother has to go to the hospital. Today is Wednesday the 18th, I think. I'm not fully sure. I don't know. My mother is finally out of the hospital. My car is not fixed, but it's at my, in my, it's in my driveway, so it's there, and I wait, not in some random parking lot. And my computer works. And there you have it. There's a story of how I've been gone, why I've been gone, and here I am. This whole thing just sucked. I did not need this. I did not need this. I had a whole plan to do stuff for my birthday and to work the entire week and make some Tales Tomorrow videos and stuff, but I literally couldn't. I just been dealing with stress again and again, and every single day it felt like it was something different. So that's where I've been, and this is just me kind of screaming into the void. You are the void, the eternal void of eternal darkness and despair and misery that I could just scream at for a little bit in order to feel better. And I hope you enjoy this story. It's not an RPG horror story, it's a real life horror story. Putting yourself in my position, and boy, how'd he do that, eh? Man, that just becomes the worst. I know I was an idiot for using the guy's services. I probably should have gave it a second thought and would have seen the red flags if I thought clearly, or more, if I was more alert, more sober, but I was just in such panic. Just needed to get this thing working again so I can get back to work and then make Tales Tomorrow videos and stuff. And anyway, next videos are going to be back to Tales Tomorrow. I have a lot of backlog to get through and stuff that I've recorded ahead of time to edit. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to regular videos from now on. So hopefully we don't have to deal with these like, where have I been videos? Because I don't want them. I don't want to make them. I don't really want to make anything like this. I'll see you later. Bye.